Welcome back to All Things ETH. We are live at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. On this channel, we talk about all things Ethereum. We talk about projects, NFTs, play to earn, DeFi, and price. And this is the DeFi live stream every Tuesday and Thursday, 2:30 or 3:30 Central Standard Time in the US. So, guys, I am just so happy with where the market is headed right now. I am cautiously bullish at this point, and make sure to spread your love in the comments, guys. Please ask me any questions about DeFi that you might have. I'm going to let you know what I'm up to. I'm going to let you know what I have been purchasing and swapping and where and what DeFi projects that I'm getting into, as well as my thoughts on Ethereum and the space and ERC20s and all that in general. So let's get started. I'm going to jump into my screen. I just transferred a little bit more dry powder into Ethereum. So just got myself another ETH, as you can see up here in my wallet. Just swapped up there, moved some assets off of Coinbase too and into my MetaMask so that I can start using them in DeFi. I'm probably going to go ahead and transfer those into something like Frax ETH again, or you know what, let's look up the very best place to put my ETH right now. Every day right now I'm and I just started this yesterday, so every day is as of yesterday I am starting to go to my Twitter. So if you're not following me on Twitter, please do at twitter.com/allthingseth, and starting to put in every day the best ETH LSD options, as well as the top ETH/LSD pools with the highest 30-day average as of DeFi Llama's recommendations here. So I'm going to refresh this. In fact, best place to find these guys, in my opinion, is DeFi Llama /yields. You can go to pools, and then you go to the top here, include ETH, Seth, Seth2. You could put in wrap staked ETH, but I think that's kind of a bad idea, because wrap staked ETH accrues value rather than gains more token. So if you're going to find a swap, you're going to end up being lopsided as the value of the wrapped staked token goes up rather than the amount of the token that you have. So against the dollar, it's going to go up. Against ETH, it's going to go up because it's not going to be one-to-one. It's not pegged one-to-one, because the wrapping of something like Lido, you can do stuff to ETH, like in Convex right here. There's a 6.5% return that's including some Lido tokens, as well as Curve tokens, as well as Convex tokens. So it's not just accruing ETH. But if you were to go with wrap staked ETH, I made this mistake in Kyber Swap in particular. I put some wrap staked ETH against some either probably just wrapped ETH because it was on Arbitrum. I made the mistake because the pool went lopsided on me, and I ended up selling sold all of my wrap staked ETH for wrapped ETH, and so that was interesting. I'm gonna real quick pull up the stream right now and look at the comments to see if anybody's commenting while we're going here. But please leave any comments that you might have throughout the stream, guys. I'm here to give you value. Definitely want to grow my channel. I want to share what I've learned. I know there's a lot of people out there that haven't gotten into DeFi yet, and I'd really like to usher in your journey. This is not financial advice. Do your own research. This is for entertainment and educational purposes. So I'm sharing what I do. Doesn't mean you have to do it. Do your research, guys, because this can be make or break as things go. So what I like to do here is I don't like to leave it where it's at. This is kind of how do I put it? Probably, I think it's listed by TVL. Yeah. So $8 billion is wrapped in Lido staked ETH. 1.8 billion. Not even a quarter of that is in Coinbase ETH, which I don't know if that's true because the Coinbase wrapped ETH is relatively new. On Coinbase, there could be a ton more. In fact, I bet if I did a little bit more research, I bet that would be nearly 1-to-1 as far as billions of dollars in staked Ethereum. It's just that it's not on chain. So $1.8 billion of Coinbase wrapped ETH has been brought onto chain as a probably as a derivative product. You know, like you can put it in the lend, you can pool it to gain more ETH or gain rewards in other ways. You know, Curve, Lido, Convex, etc. So what am I looking for? Let's go to, I'm going to click on the average APY. I'm going to make sure it's top to bottom. So I'm going to ignore anything that's not ETH to ETH, guys. So now this is interesting. Wrapped ETH to Seth on Kyber Swap. The average APY is 14,000%. That's insane. The base APY is almost 15%. That's a really great pool. Wrapped ETH to Seth. Seth is synthetic ETH, so you'd have to go to synthetics, or actually you probably want to go to Curve. So let's go to Curve. You'd want to swap this. So if I was to do this, I'd go Seth. That should have shown up. Pretty sure I've gotten my synthetics ETH here, but let's see. Try again without the hide the token bit. Seth. Oh, that's weird. It's not showing up. Am I in the swap? I am in the swap. So it's probably because I'm typing it first. So let's actually go to ETH, because that's what I actually have. Oh, this is being dumb. What's going on here? I don't have any wrapped ETH. Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong chain, maybe? Yep, I'm on Polygon. Here we go. Let's go to Ethereum mainnet. Switching over. I know my wallet's already on Ethereum mainnet. I wish, most of these would auto recognize. Obviously, I didn't refresh the site, so maybe I just need to do that. Get myself on the Ethereum chain here. Connect wallet. All right, it's connected. Let's go to MetaMask. Sorry, my internet's running a little slow today. I don't know what's going on. Here we go. Pull up some ETH here, and let's look up Seth. Yeah, Seth wouldn't be on Polygon, very likely. Synthetic ETH, I know you can bridge it, but I'm... Alright, so one Ethereum right now is worth 0.9992 staked ETH, or synthetic ETH rather. And so I would be receiving just over one. Looks like. Is that true? Now I'd be getting 99.9, whatever. So if I was to get some synthetic ETH, I would swap here, and then I would take that to, let's see what chain it's on, Kyber Swap and Optimism. So I'd want to probably want to do this all on Optimism itself, just to save fees. So let's go over to Optimism and do this. Why not, right? So let's go to Optimism. You know what? We're going to go to Kyber Swap. What am I doing? Kyber Swap, Optimism. All right. It's going to default to Ethereum for some reason. I'm going to go to Optimism, switch my wallet to Optimism. Approve. Yes, I'm on Optimism. Got a quarter or a fourth of an ETH here. So what I'm going to do I'm gonna swap first. Let's see if in Kyber, I've got to be able to. It's a pool, right? So I'm gonna swap some ETH for some synthetic ETH, and we're going to let's do 0.4. Gives me a little gas to keep going in optimism here. I'm gonna swap that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So I actually want to do half. So I want to do 0.2, right? Here we go. Now I want to hit swap. I'm going to confirm. Oh, that's gonna screw things up a little bit. Let's actually reject this. I'm sorry. You got to be careful. And I'm talking too much. Dismiss. I thought I put just in 0.2 here. 0.2. And that should give me roughly 0.2 down here. Let's do a little bit more. So 0.1, just to get me over that 0.2 down here. Swap that. Confirm the swap. It'll be so much cheaper on Kyber than it would have been in Curve on mainnet. Obviously, $1.22 here. I'm gonna go check. Let's go back and check that after we're done here. How much that would have cost me on. Pardon me as I unlock my Trezor here. Get a Trezor, guys. In the description below, you can find a link to buy a Trezor. It's $60 roughly to buy one. It will make it much harder for your MetaMask to get hacked, because you'll have a physical dongle that will make it impossible for anybody, well, not impossible, but nearly impossible for anybody to transfer or accept or authorize transactions in your MetaMask. All right, so now I've got 0.2 of each. I'm going to go into earn. So I'm going to go to pools, and then I'm going to look up that pool, that's Seth. So we're going to go select a token. We'll type in Seth, because that'll be a much smaller amount than the ETH one. All right, so we have two pools right now. One of them is making 0 APR and one of them is making 14.5. We're definitely going to add liquidity to the one making, that's interesting, the fees are very, very similar, only 0.1% different, but everybody's using the 0.4 right now. Let's go real quick. I want to go back to DeFi Llama, and yeah, the insane amount of transaction here, it's because we had a massive spike, right? So let's see if we can change this to anything besides 30. I just want to, this is a really good APY, right? Base APY though is really, really small, and we're getting a lot of rewards in Kyber. So probably isn't the best option for me, but you know, with a potential APY of so high, why not, right? So let's jump into it. Go back to Kyber, go to add liquidity, and here's where it gets interesting, because you have to pick a range. So you want to pick a range in this green space here, right? So it won't let me do anything. Let's go a little bit wider. So minimum price, drop that down. Maximum price, drop, make that go up. So this is the range in which the peg will give you rewards, or it'll be able to swap. So it's unlikely to go lower or higher than these two. So we're just going to leave it right there. And if it does go higher and lower, it's not going to it's going to come back into that range. So it's not going to, like, you know, take you out of the pool. It's just going to not give you any fees if it does go outside those lines. So let's do the max of our Seth and half of, that was interesting. It did Oh, it's doing like a 2-to-1. So let's go up and see what happens here. Let's actually put it right there, and let's try this again. What in the world is it doing? All right, well, okay, there we go. There's where we're 50-50. So if the peg goes above, it's fine. This is good. This can get a little confusing. Just hit these numbers until it makes sense to have like a half and half here, okay? Be careful though, if you're using anything that's not pegged 1-to-1, I would not recommend doing this. So, in fact, this is not financial advice again, so feel free to ask questions in the comments about what's going on here. So I'm watching on my phone the stream, and I can comment back right away. So I'm gonna approve. Gotta approve the Seth token or Synthetics ETH. I'm going to hit max because it is the max that I have that I'm swapping, or I'm adding liquidity rather. 22 cents. Not too shabby. I just did a transaction on mainnet Ethereum for $33. And it was just a swap. Adding liquidity, or adding liquidity is not terribly expensive, but it's the approving so cheap. So let's look at this actual swap. It's going to supply these. Let's go into here and see. 43 cents. Still way better than $33 on mainnet, right? All right. So we're gonna have a total of about $660 in the pool. 0.2 synthetic ETH, 0.2 regular ETH or wrapped ETH. I think it's just regular ETH on Optimism. Approve the transaction in the Trezor. Again, there's a link to buy Trezor in my description below. I might not be in there yet, so wait until after the stream maybe and come back. I should probably put that in as a default if I can in future. But here we go. We have liquidity in the pool. We are in, guys. We're going to start making rewards. But the next step, let's see if there's any place. Could be interesting to put liquidity from this pool into Kyber, but it might also, we can go to the farms here. There's going to be in here, I know there's going to be a selected token. Let's go to Seth again. There's going to be a farm for that specific one. So the average APR in this farm, I have to approve the farming contract first. Well, I'm going to reject this because I don't want to move forward just yet. Let's go to Pickle Finance. I don't know if Pickle's on, yeah, it's definitely an Optimum. Okay. So let's see if on Pickle, Jars and Farms, if we have any place to put this as well and make even more. Let's see, let's go Seth. LP, it doesn't look like it changed just there, did it? Match all filters. Okay, so Velodrome has an ETH Seth, and the APY is 21%. You get OP tokens, Pickle tokens, 14% is Velo, and you get compounding, which is nice. So compounding is the fees, and it auto compounds. What I'm going to do, and because I just want to stick with Kyber. It's going to be pretty close. So actually I'm going to make 14.5% in this, and in Pickle I would have made 21. Well, gosh, that's a tough one because I'm getting a lot of Optimism tokens. What am I getting over here? I'm getting probably, it's not going to tell me. It's probably going to be all in Let's see. 1.7% estimated return from trading fees, which will be probably in Ethereum or Seth, probably in Ethereum, and then another 12.85% in Kyber tokens, right? Well, should we go with the Velo? I think we should. I think Pickle's a better idea. Getting those Optimism tokens. Optimism has taken off all of a sudden. So I'm not sure about Velo. That's why I'm hesitant, guys. I'm not sure about Velo. I'm not sure about Pickle either. But you know, I'm not gonna do it because I'm not sure about Velo. I do have some tokens in Pickle Finance, but they're making me like curve and convex rewards on Arbitrum. If it wasn't in the Velodrome space, I'd probably go with it. I'm just not sure about it, guys. So call it a gut feeling. I've been using Kyber Swap, 21 cents. Let's confirm that. Approve. Here we go. You're an NFT may be risky. Yeah, it could be. Could be risky. But we're gonna stick with Kyber Swap, and we are approved. So I'm gonna deposit my LP tokens and another 21 cents. So we're probably up to $1 by now between all the transactions and approvals. We're still not staked yet. So I should have deposited liquidity. Yep, there we go. And now I get to stake it. Do that again. Stake selected. Now if I was going to do this in Curve, it'd be the same thing. I'd have probably 6 transactions to do if I kept it on mainnet. And this would easily cost me, right now, it would easily cost me $100. Instead, I'm doing it on Optimism with arguably a better return in, at least in Kyber tokens, you know. But yeah, we're gonna get some good return here. 14.55% APR estimated, possibly higher just based on what we're seeing over here. And you know, you get these spikes every once in a while, and it kind of throws off the range, right? But let's look more into this. So what else is up here? Anything even close? You know, this whole range shouldn't actually be nearly high enough. Let's go to base APY to see if there's anything interesting up top. And again, guys, I'm looking for ETH to ETH comparisons, right? I don't want anything that's depeg because I don't want a permanent loss. And when you peg something, when you pool something against something that's not 1-to-1, you have a very high chance of getting some impermanent loss, especially over a year term, which is kind of what we're doing here. Looking for 1-to-1 pegs. I'm not seeing anything, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to this high in the base APR range. So let's hop down. Actually, let's go back. This is what I like to do. Keep the 30-day average APY up. Scroll down to about shoot. Yep. Let's go back to, I'm gonna go down to about 20%, because 20% is what I would expect. 20% and lower. If I'm getting 20%, that's massive. Every pool that I'm in is, you know, 15, 14%. You get lucky every once in a while. Find something that's massive. Like I did but it wasn't 1-to-1. I did a ribbon finance to USDC, and made it like a quick 1% in like 3 days because the APR was so high, and the token ran, and it kind of switched me over into USDC anyway. So I ended up like kind of in a like selling a covered call in the options world. It was like selling the token while the price went up, and cashed out. Made about $300 in USDC, or a position over what I had started with. Kind of traded me out as it went up, and then I bailed. Probably covered my transaction fees because it was on mainnet with that 1%. So overall, it was a good trade. All right, getting into the 20% range, I'm gonna start looking specifically for ETH pairs. I wish this was easier. I wish it would see. Okay, so here's one that I tried before: wrap staked ETH to wrapped ETH. Don't do this one, guys. It might look 1-to-1, and this is what caught me. The wrapped part of this makes the accrual of value go up on the wrapped side of the staked ETH and stay where it's at on the wet side. Sure, you make 20%, but you're not going to be in there long. It's not going to last long enough to get you a decent APR to cover my fees probably, but beyond that, not much. And it rolled me out of my wrap staked position. Now, if you want to get out of wrap staked ETH and into just regular ETH, maybe that's the way to go. Get a little bonus while you're swapping, essentially. It might take a week, depending on your position size. But I just did like 1-to-1, and within a couple days, I was out of the position. Held it in there long enough to get or it was in there in the range long enough to get me maybe enough to cover fees, like $2 probably. All right, anything ETH here? Haven't seen anything yet. Sometimes you'll get a single-sided, like a I don't know what Drops network is, or rather what Drops is. So I could look into that. Now it is propped up by this random token I've never seen before, DOP token. So 10% is paid in that. Base APY is 12%. So that's interesting. Making 12% of ETH back, wrapped ETH. Not seeing anything else here. Again, another wrap staked ETH to ETH, different fee range there, 1.01% versus the 3% we saw earlier, maybe 4%. All right, so wrap staked ETH again to ETH. We're getting lower here. We're gonna start seeing more. All right, come on. Long list. If you know how to put in the comments if you know how to limit this to a little bit better, because it'd be nice to have just ETH equivalents. Oh, interesting. There's a WETH to WETH. That doesn't make any sense on Polygon. It must be some sort of small variation between those two. But 17%, 15% base, no other tokens. That's pretty interesting. Uniswap v3 on Polygon. Gosh, that's a good one. For really no difference. I'd be curious to find out what that was. I'm not going to get into it. Not finding too many others. Drops P2. ETH to Seth. Here we go. Concentrator on Ethereum, 26%. Now that's because Concentrator is going to auto stake or auto what do they call it in Pickle? It's the compounding, right? So concentrator compounds without charging you fees, which is awesome because it's such a massive pool. It's going to auto compound for you. All right, so get back to DeFi Llama. And dang, that's a good one. Eat the Seth, 26%. It's been lower, so that's interesting. It's going up right now. I think Synthetics ETH is going to be a pretty big contender in this really in the next couple of years. I do think the Synthetics program, if you're into that right now, it's a great time to get in. If you haven't been in for a while, I'd look into it before things go crazy. There's another ETH Seth, Pickle, 20%. I bet this is the Velo that we saw. Looking up there. Aleth is another one. So ETH to Aleth, that's Alchemix ETH. It's a vault holding ETH. Those are the best ones that I could find. Obviously, the one that we put it into is pretty massive on, but not consistent. But we could be in this for a spike that could put us over, over 15-20% pretty easily. Yeah, so this is what I do. Regular basis. I go in, try to find the best pools, and then also look at the ETH liquid staking dashboard on DeFi Llama, and I'll put these on Twitter as well. So I like to look in here, see what TVL is looking like for all these different LSDs or liquid staking derivatives for Ethereum. Frax ETH is still my favorite just because of the APY is 3%, 2 to 3% higher than everywhere else. That's because, and I've explained this in other videos, but it's because when you deposit Frax or ETH into Frax and create Frax ETH, not all of it gets staked. You have to create this staked Frax ETH token to be a staker, but a lot of people are taking their Frax ETH and bringing it into places like Curve to be in pools, so pooling it against Ethereum, making a higher possibly reward. In fact, that's what I'm doing in Curve. I'll show you that right now. Got it in Convex. The LP is in Convex. Connect my wallet. I have to go back to mainnet for this in particular. It'll take a second. In fact, I'm going to go to mainnet on my MetaMask first. Switch that up. Refresh this. Alright, it's connected. It's going to show up with my balance here for the pool that I'm in. And the pool that I'm in is this Convex ETH to Frax ETH. So I'm actually making 8.4 to 10%, which is better, obviously, than the simple 7 that's over here on DeFi Llama, just with staked Frax ETH, right? So, and this is if you stake it. This right here is if you stake it. If you just pick up Frax ETH, you're not getting this reward yet. You have to stake your Frax ETH on Frax. So let's go to Frax real quick. Oh, that's the Frax Convex. Let's go to Frax Finance. Launch app. So the cool thing, guys, just to come back to this Kyber situation here. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm not on Optimism anymore. But the reason why I'm happy to just jump into that is because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with that half an ETH I had in there anyway. So might as well do it on the live stream to show you all how to do that. And then on top of it, the fees are so low that I don't mind, like, if I bail on it, like in 24 hours, I can go do something else with it. And it's not going to hurt me because I'll probably make, honestly, the $1.50 or whatever to show you guys is worth it in my mind to just bail on it and come do something else. Obviously, there's, risks involved with, what if something happens in, a transaction on Kyber and I lose it? Well, that would suck. But the nice thing about Optimism and Arbitrum in particular is that the fees are so low that it doesn't faze me. Just throwing stuff around and trying new things, and that's the best part about DeFi right now. The Optimism and Arbitrum have come a long way. There's more applications being built every single day on these layer 2s, and by layer 2 I mean they're built on top of Ethereum, right? There's Polygon, there's Optimism, Arbitrum, the top 3 layer 2s right now. There's a couple others coming out: Aztec Network, ZK Sync. Those are ZK rollups, zero knowledge rollups, where Arbitrum and Optimism are optimistic rollups, and Polygon is actually a little bit different, and don't even know how to explain it because it's in process of moving to like a zero knowledge rollup. So I don't even want to talk about it because it's going to be something different soon enough. So anyway. So if you go to Frax and then Frax ETH on this navigation here, you're going to mint only to get Frax, or mint and stake to get the staked SFRX ETH, right? So pretty cool. Kind of tempted to show you how that works right now. In fact, why don't I do at least pretend like I'm going to, right? So if I wanted to mint Frax ETH, and if I had 2 full ETH, man, I'd be tempted to do this again. What I'm enjoying right now personally is putting my ETH in different places. I'll probably use this full ETH that I have in here to go to Stakewise because I haven't put one in Stakewise yet, or I might put it in Rocket because I haven't done Rocket Pool yet. But Ethereum in particular is all about decentralization, so it's nice to kind of vote that way, if you will, with my funds, and vote for different projects, and don't put all your eggs in one basket. Let's put it that way. I do have a lot of eggs in one basket over at Ribbon, but I've also been really connected with the community there. So I've got about almost 5 ETH in Ribbon vaults, and I'm pretty excited for Avo to come out. Avo is Ribbon's it's a fully functional options trading platform. Instead of just the DOVs or DeFi option vaults, there's going to be a fully functional order book sort of platform that's coming out for that. In fact, thanks to Babala over at Ribbon, who gave me access to the beta, the closed beta on that. I got to play with that yesterday. In fact, I want to go check. I'm excited. It's right here. I can't open it up and show you because it's not ready yet. But I can't wait to show you guys how that's working. And I really want to check on my positions because tomorrow's Friday. Options should expire in the money in under 24 hours. So I'm excited to grow my position there and have fun because it is on mainnet now. I don't know if it's public knowledge, but maybe I'm spilling the beans a little bit. But sorry guys, the public beta used to be just on the testnet, and now it is on mainnet. So we are playing with actual, real assets. So that's exciting. I'm not sure when it's coming out. I do think there's some time to need some time to test yet, but pretty cool. Shout out to my community over at Ribbon. But if I wanted to mint only, I could do that. Let's see how much gas prices are here at Frax. That's super low. Is that just a confirmation? No, it looks like this is the actual mint only. I could be wrong. So that's pretty sweet. Only $4 to mint. What happened there? Rejected. So okay. So what does it look like to mint and stake? So let's do one of each. I have. I'm gonna refresh this. This looks like it's a little glitched out after that rejection. That's interesting. I'm not sure what is going on there. All right, here we go. That might help. Mint and stake. Let's see. $7. Not bad. That is not bad at all. To mint and stake 1 Ethereum into 1 Frax ETH. Just under $8. That's pretty good. Because you're going to make that back pretty quickly. So let's do the math on that. Keep the live stream going, right? So, anybody on the live stream with me? Any comments out there? Any questions about DeFi at all? Please hit me. So we're gonna go to price of ETH right now is roughly let's say 1675 because that's what it was last time I looked. And then we're gonna go times point. What did I say? 0.07% for just $117 over the course of a year if the price of Ethereum does not change, which we all know it's going to change. It moves almost 10% every week, right? Total. So I do think we've hit possibly the bottom, or at least touch the bottom, may touch again, maybe do a double touch if the economy gets worse over the summer. But I do think through Q1, early Q2, we're going to have some good wins behind us with inflation coming down and the Fed yesterday being a little bit more dovish, if you will, only raising the rates 0.25%. I think the stock market is reacting quite well to that. So definitely going to make those fees back in a hurry. And then staking that ETH. Not bad. All right, one other thing I want to touch on, and this, this is for those of you who either hop on the live right now or get to the end of this video. Wanted to save it for the end because it's a little bit more risky. And again, no financial advice, guys. One thing I've looked into, and I think this is an ideal situation towards the end of the bear market, right, is all right, we need to be on Arbitrum, so let's switch a MetaMask and reject this transaction that I looked into. Reject the transaction, go to Arbitrum. Looks like the market might be retracing a little bit. Where are we at? Real quick. All right, we had a little bit of a glitch there. All right, so we're retracing, but let's get into sentiment on Arbitrum. So this is a new one that I've been trying. Sentiment doesn't have a coin yet. They're a lending program, and lending programs in particular are going to make fees, especially those, when people are over leveraged, right? I'm pretty conservative when it comes to these things, so be careful, guys. Be careful with borrowing in particular. But if you supply one thing, let's go to DeFi Llama real quick. I think there's a borrow or leverage lending. I want to find sentiment. It's not showing up there, so is it leverage lending? I'm not seeing it there either. All right, what I'm trying to find is the borrow rates. Borrow rate for USDC is 2.31%. Okay, so what you're gonna do? Let me explain exactly what I'm gonna do here, because I wanna be very clear what I'm doing. In the world of stocks and mutual funds and these sorts of things, right? There's what's called leverage. In my experience, you only want to leverage when you know that the price is going to go up on the asset that you're going to want to borrow, but not the one you're borrowing in this case. So in stocks, you have your money account, right? You have your US dollars in your account. You have margin in US dollars as well. So when you buy a stock and it, if you have a whole bunch of it and it goes down, your leverage is going to get smaller, or your margin is going to get smaller, but at least, you hit a local low, or you hit the bottom of the bear market, you start seeing an uptrend. I think this is the best time to leverage up a little bit. Now, you got to be careful. So don't borrow more than you have in the program, right? Because if you get liquidated, you don't, it would be bad, but at least you have the tokens that you had originally. Essentially, if the program lets you, which Sentiment doesn't even let you, that I know of, you keep the assets in the leveraging program, keeps you safe or whatever, keeps the program safe. You can do it with like Aave, but it's over leveraged in Aave, or it's it's over collateralized, I should say, in Aave. So in Sentiment, you have like what's called your wallet inside of Sentiment, and it kind of holds all the funds. So what I did is I deposited a wrapped liquid staked ETH. So it accrues value over time. I put 0.85 in here. The current value is 1556. I borrowed 1600. I borrowed 1600 USDC, which I owe now. 1601 is what I owe currently. And I bought a full repped Ether, which is currently worth 1650. So I'm already up $50, right? If I sold right now, if I sold for USDC, I'd make $1,650, and then I'd be able to pay off my loan and have that extra $50, right? Well, because I put in wrap staked ETH, and I know because it's going to accrue interest internally on the token, and the price of ETH is likely to go up, I'm going to be pretty much 1-to-1 covered on this borrow, and I'm going to hold it as long as I can. I might trade it off and on if I feel like it, but best thing for me, at least, as long as the price of Ethereum is going up, I don't want to be trading out of it, because I'm not a good trader. Put it that way. I've day traded. It's super stressful. It's not worth it. But if you're at near the end of the lows of the market, things are starting to creep back up. You have something cyclical like the Bitcoin halving, right? And by the way, most people don't even know about Ethereum and its change. It's the massive change it's had over the last essentially year and a half, since EIP 1559 with the burn, and then last year in August with the merge. The supply growth is, we're deflationary now, which is, you can't even say that about Bitcoin, although you can if people lose their coins, right? But we're still inflationary on Bitcoin because they're still mining coins. We're currently deflationary on Ethereum and have been for a little while, and probably will continue to be, especially through any bull markets as prices go up for transactions and burning and whatnot. So I do think we're going to see a pump and a continued high price on Ethereum. So I'm willing to borrow against it, use margin to buy more Ethereum with it. So what you're going to do, you're not going to buy Ethereum. You're not going to go 1-to-1, because if you went 1-to-1, you're borrowing with, when you return it, you're still the value of it will go up, but you still only have one, so you still owe one. So if I was going to borrow one wrapped Ethereum, sure, I'd only owe one, I guess, if it went down, but you're not making any margin in this regard. You want to borrow USDC, so hit borrow button. Let's show you. I don't know if I can. Let's see if I can. It's still gonna let me. My health factor's high enough that I could borrow another one. Hit borrow. I have another $1,600. $1,653 is what I'd want to borrow, so I could buy a whole nother ETH and then sit on it, right? It'll let you do it. I don't recommend going more than 2-to-1. That's where I'm at right now, 2-to-1. Be careful. You get liquidated in a hurry if you go any higher. And so if ETH was to drop in half, which it was down to $900 a couple months back, possibly could, right? A couple months being almost 6 months now. But if it went down to $900, I'd be okay. But I'd like to keep it that way. So we're gonna leverage. I'm gonna put more assets in here, and we'll buy more USDC and then swap it internally. Trade USDC for wrapped ETH and keep it in here to accrue more dollar value. So I'm up $63 currently over my debt of $1,600. So pretty simple, but and if you're used to margin trading in stocks and stuff, you understand what I'm saying. But you're not, in my opinion, you're not making your money work for you if you're not doing these sorts of DeFi applications. So if you're comfortable with lending and borrowing, this is the way to go. And it's the same thing that real estate people do. If you buy your first house, right? You maybe buy your second house, and you might leverage it against your mortgage. And this is your rental property. Your rental property, makes you money. You get some equity in it. Well, you borrow against both of the properties to buy your third house, and so on and so on and so on. Well, you couldn't borrow against it if you didn't have equity, which is what I have. I have 0.85 wrap staked ETH. I have some equity that I'm using to borrow $1,600, which I bought an ETH with, and so on. So that's the plan. With a couple of them, I'm not going to use my entire stack to do this. I could, but I'm having fun in different places in DeFi. I couldn't put my LP tokens in this, right? Maybe I could. I'm not going to try it. Too much risk. Well, has anybody got any questions? If you got any questions, put them in the comments. I'd love to answer anything you have. But please, even after the stream, guys, buy a Trezor below if you don't have one. And with that, I don't see anybody else putting any comments in, so I'm not going to stick around for much longer. It's been almost a full hour, and that's my time limit for the show. Every Tuesday and Thursday, 3:30 p.m. Central Time to 4:30 p.m. I'll be on live and answering any questions you might have about Ethereum and DeFi in particular. So Ethereum, Optimism, Arbitrum, Polygon, going to get a little bit more into AVAX. AVAX is an EVM, meaning it uses ERC20 tokens. Also, it's Ethereum virtual machine compatible. Now, it doesn't settle to ETH like the other three do, and what ZK Sync and Aztec ZK Money will do. They don't settle to the Ethereum mainnet layer. But I want to try it out. I want to get into AVAX to see. I mean, there's been a ton of DeFi in the past. Phantom's the same, EVM compatible. In fact, almost everything that you can do DeFi on is Ethereum compatible, because it's where you can find all the smart contracts. There is some on a Cardano. Cardano is a different chain entirely, different program language, not Ethereum compatible in particular. But with that, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been exactly a full hour, so I will get off, and hopefully in the comments I'll have some more questions to answer next time. But with that, thank you so much for watching, and God bless.